So I was on Reddit recently, and some guy on there had posted a thread and was freaking out about how someone had stolen his content for one of his posts and he didn't know what to do. So in this video, I thought I would share a little story about when someone did the same thing to me and stole a portion of my content out of one of my posts and then proceeded to outrank me with my own content. So what happened was I initially wrote a pretty short article on a low competition topic, and it grabbed me the snippet. I held the snippet and the #1 spot for about a year or so until this new guy came on the scene with an expired domain. And I usually make notes of who my direct competitors are, and he did make the list, but I didn't think much of him past that. Except one day I noticed in my rank tracker, SERP robot, that I had lost that #1 spot. So naturally I went and searched the term, the keyword in Google to see who had overtaken me. And it was this new competitor that I had mentioned. Well, I went into his article and saw the exact section of text that had overtaken me, and it looked quite familiar. In fact, it looked really familiar. So I opened up another tab into my article that was previously winning the snippet and compared the two side by side. My section of text that won the snippet before, and then his that had the snippet now. Went through word by word and compared them, and they were exactly identical. So once I had confirmed that they were identical, I think it was about a 56-word section of text, I proceeded to the tool in Google Search Console where you could report this kind of thing and get it de-indexed. So I did that. I went to the Google DMCA takedown tool, or whatever it's called, and I filled out the little form. I pasted in the exact section of text they had taken from me, and I submitted it. It took about 2 or 3 weeks, but Google did review my case, or whatever it's called, and they de-indexed that URL for my competitor, and I almost immediately was back in the snippet. Luckily, this was only about 500 or 700 monthly search volume keywords, so it wasn't anything big, but they stole my content and then outranked me, and I didn't like that, so I acted pretty quickly on this. So I just wanted to share that little story about how this happened with me, and I was able to fix it. And if that happens to you and you notice someone is stealing your content, you can do the same thing, and hopefully Google will side with you as well. Just be sure to be as descriptive as possible when you're filling out the DMCA takedown form. I think it has you put in your URL and then the offender's URL. So make sure you get that part right. And then in the description section, it will ask you to be as descriptive as possible as to why you think they are stealing your content. In my case, it was simply a matter of them having the exact 56-word section on their site, and I told Google that, and after a few weeks they got around to it and they did de-index his URL. Now that page on his site is a 404. Okay, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.